There's a lot of smoke and mirrors this election, like promising 500 new police officers or finding $170 million worth of cuts in the budget or putting turnstiles on transit gates. Today, let's talk about policing. Communities First Party candidate Rob Ward keeps blindly championing party ideas, while of course trying to insist he's independent. So while Rob goes about repeating all of this to you, I've done the work to expose the truth and why this is just smoke and mirrors and doesn't really change much for policing. So let's set the context for the conversation. Calgary has one of the lowest police to population ratios. We also, though, have one of the lowest crime severity indexes. I know residents want timely interaction with CPS, and when they've had something go awry, a car accident, a theft from your garage. The Communities First Party promise to hire 500 police officers doesn't have a timeline though, and Rob himself said that it would be over subsequent budget cycles. A budget cycle is 4 years, so let's assume it takes 2 budget cycles or 8 years to hire those 500 officers. That's 63 officers a year. That's only 20 more officers a year compared to what we're currently doing. 20 additional officers in a growing city isn't going to make much of a dent in the police to population ratio, either short term or long term. And those 20 new police officers would come with an additional price tag of about $10 million a year for training, wages, equipment, and that's about a 0.5% tax increase a year. So I want to be clear, I'm not against more police, but we also have to ask, why do we need more? And it's not just about adding more police officers, it's about defining the kind of policing we want to have in our city. Calgary is doing great work partnering police with other agencies to tackle some of the challenges all cities are facing with respect to social disorder. And with 20% of CPS officers off on leave, we also need to understand how we can change that number to keep people on the front line. I wrote about both fire and police a while back, in particular policing and how they are often working solo without a partner. And I believe that it's contributing to the mental health harms they are facing, not only with high call volume, with a challenging police environment, complex issues, and mental health, and that's why so many are off. Not having a partner to debrief with makes attending any call challenging. So don't be fooled by flashy headlines. 500 is just a number until you start to unpack the details. And adding more sooner increases your taxes. Are you okay with that? These are questions that we need to have with Calgarians. So lastly, I'll say this. Not another candidate has spoken out against hiring more police. They just haven't made it their headline on how they're going to make the city better. So if you're going to put out ideas, I think you should also put out the answers.